everybody? Welcome back to Big Things Kentucky. We still rolling, Coach.
What's going on, Coach? Have no fear. Big Things is here. Before you get started on this video, make sure you watch the whole video. Make sure you subscribe, share, like, follow us on all social media platforms. We need your Big Thing to 1K. We about 912, I think I looked at the other day, 910, Coach. So we grinding. We slowly but surely. We need your help. Help us get there. We got a big prize. Also look for us for our Big Things. We got T-shirts, hats, we got sweatshirts, we got it all, baby. You can find one of us and get a design. We got this one, we got the one Coach truck got on, we got the Big Things, baby. We got it all, baby. Get you something.
Yes, sir. First thing I just want to say, coaches, let's go pack, baby.
Coach, let's go and talk about this. Let's go and get this. Who you like this week? I know this is usually for cats like beyond the game and stuff like that. We sit the high school, but let's talk about this. Who you like this weekend?
My Super Bowl coach is gonna be Packers and the Chiefs if Mahomes plays.
Coach, I think it ain't no chance in Haiti that Mahomes don't play. I don't care if his head's detached. He gonna sew it back up. Like my trainer in high school, Jake said, put ice on it. He gonna play. So, Coach, I'm with you. Give me the Chiefs and the Packers. But I ain't gonna lie. I ain't mad at the Bills. I like what the Bills doing. I can't name nobody on there but Josh Allen and Diggs, but they nice.
My man, hey, we getting the Rodgers rate. He is on fire, baby. But I tell you what, I'm stockpiling my Bucks gear for next year, Coach.
Quentin Walker. It's another cat he got named Ike, I think. Hey, y'all need not let this cat on the bandwagon. He is not a true fan. Do not let him on. He's the kiss of death. The Packers probably won't make it. Aaron Rodgers probably fall at home this week and tear ACL, fall over the cat. He ain't had a cat, but he'll have a cat in the house because you bad luck. Don't jinx Aaron Rodgers. But Coach, you got to pick a team. I'm sick of this. I'm really sick of this. This is going on too long.
Coach, we win and we ride, baby. We win and we ride.
Aaron's gonna be tough to beat. The cold's not gonna hurt Tom Brady because he's used to playing in the cold.
Yeah.
We just hope that Green Bay defense can hold up and get to him.
Yes, sir. Well, man, we still, like you say, we creeping along in this basketball season, man. We got, I think right now, we got I think it's 3 or 4 teams in Lexington that's on COVID buys right now, on quarantine. You know, so things have slowed down dramatically here. So we decided to catch up with Scott County coach Tim Glean. Coach, you on your second year, man, had a whirlwind, amazing first year. How are you gonna follow up last year's success this year, Coach?
Hey, I can only hope. That was a dream first year to come in and be exciting the way it was, but just the ups and downs of that year and the perseverance that those guys had to endure. And but I mean, it's just a testimony to the young men and the way they were able to learn those lessons and apply them, and how it just made us so much better at the end. And so, you know, we're going to have some of that as we've already kind of started out in this beginning. I'm back in the same boat. You know, we're still dealing with some inexperience. We're still dealing with finding that level, finding out where we're supposed to be and the things that we're good at, because we kind of had to start all over again. We missed two really big pieces to last year, and really a third piece as well. So we're finding our way again, but we're gonna work a solid path to get back there again.
And Coach Glenn, man, of course, your second year you took over for legendary Coach Hicks there, who had been there forever. I know you've been on the staff a little bit too. How was it following behind him, and how was it trying to get the kids to buy into your system? I know
it was tough, especially early on, cause you know, I was trying to do most of the things because Coach Hicks, he had a great system, and the way he did it was the right way, and I know that, and there's not a lot of people that does it like him. Again, but I knew, and he told me, he said you ain't Billy Hicks, and you don't need to coach that way. You need to coach how whatever your beliefs and philosophies is, but some of his beliefs and philosophies helped to mold mine, and so we kept the premise the same. But we just kind of had to feel our way through to find out the best way for us to defend. I will say that definitely a defensive minded philosophy, as Billy is. You know, you always hear it, kind of that cliche thing, you know, defense is what's going to win the tournaments, going to win the games for you and all this kind of stuff. And
do you have a moment where you it just kind of fit?
I would say right there in late January is when it kind of turned. And it was just a culmination of all those experiences and the perseverance. I mean, that's the word I keep using with people when they ask about it. It's just, you know, it's just a perseverance thing that can really teach a lesson that you can't learn it no other way. And those kids took advantage of that.
Now, how much did not being able to go to the Sweet 16, how much did that bother you as far as last year?
Well, I mean, yeah, I try not to be too negative about it because I understand, you know, but shoot, man. I mean, that's every Kentucky kid's dream. I never got to play in the state tournament. I played here at Scott County, but I played in between going. And I graduated in '89. They went in '91. They went in '85. Big Frank Persley and them guys. But I say, yeah, it's a dream. And of course I've been with Billy 100 times. We've been so many times down there, and as an assistant coach. But yeah, it was going to be special, especially to be the first year, and especially with these young men. And I hate it almost more for the kids than for me, because I think about as a player, I did get to play in Rupp Arena a couple times. Remember they used to have those Hillbrook Classic, Thoroughbred Classic. One year Scott County played DeMatha down there, and so we got to play down there and a couple of those things. But I just never forget, man, walking on that floor and just touching it. I remember looking at my shoes and thinking they're gonna play on Rupp Arena's floor, you know, stuff like that as a kid. And I was like, you know, that's a special thing. And I almost hate it more for the kids than me, but and I don't want to be negative because I know our nation's under attack from this thing, but yeah, I won't say it upset me, but I really would have loved to have had the opportunity to go back.
Coach Glenn, you spoke about how young you were last year. You only had 3 seniors. Of course, you lost stud Terran Hamilton, which is big. How have you replaced him, and who are you leaning on this year to lead this young team again?
Well, we still have just a gamer of a point guard in Chase Grigsby. He's a kid that just, you know, we've stayed with him all last year, so he's a senior this year. Just does a good job as far as leading and practice in the games. We also have Elias Richardson back as a senior, who averaged about 15 and 6, something like that last year with that group. But what these guys are adjusting to now, you and Chase, y'all are the top 2 on the opponent's scout board over that. We've got a really good junior class. Some of them got to play some quality minutes last year. One of them's Hamilton's little brother, which is Jeremy Hamilton, who's a pretty big football recruit more than anything else. Yeah. But he's actually just plays really hard. He was one of our first subs off the bench towards the end of the year last year. Jeremy, of course, he's athletic and he's adjusted well, but we've got a lot of scoring's been done too from our wings from Isaiah Haynes, also Micah Glenn, who's a junior, that's my son, and Nick Mosby. Those kids have come in, done a good job scoring on the wing and helped taking up. But what I'm saying, those kids didn't get that, just like last year's bunch, they didn't get that experience level until right now. And the other thing, we didn't get to have a summer season.
Yeah.
Which is so important because you kind of get a feel as a coaching staff and also as a group, kind of the feel of the level and the feel of what we're going to do. And that's one of the biggest things that these guys probably get tired of hearing me say it. I tell them about every other day anyhow. So look, guys, the biggest thing you can do is you need to figure out what you're good at. And then what you're good at, that's what you need to do.
Coach, you kind of in the same boat as Coach Cal, man. How you going to get out of this, Coach?
We got to persevere. I hope they're going to learn that same lesson. But that's what I say. The Cats, they show they show good stuff, and that's what we've been doing too. You know, we show the good stuff, and plus, our schedule brutal. And I told them I apologize. I said, guys, I apologize so much because at one point last week we played 4 games in 5 days, and it was just, you know, it was at Central, and then I kept trying to think Mason, and every one of them on the road hadn't even played a home game yet. 4 games, 5 days, and I was like, for a team that's inexperienced, but that's what I told coaching staff. Like, man, Coach Hicks called me. He said, man, did you do that schedule or somebody else do it? I said, I told him, don't even go there. I said, hey, I was just glad that the young men got to play some games. They've been working hard, but hey, I learned that quick. Billy's always said, you can't play a big bunch of games in a row. You gotta have practice in between. Anytime back-to-back games are even rough, you need to have practice and preparation. He said, now you can play them every other day. I said, I wouldn't play them back-to-back. I said, but I ain't doing that no more if I can get away with it.
Coach Glenn, man, we appreciate you joining us with everything going on, sitting down with us today. Man, nothing but support and good luck to you all from here on out and the rest of the season. Hope we can get through the rest of it.
Well, I appreciate it. You guys do a good job. I enjoy it.
Coach, man, great interview with Coach Glenn, man. I see his enthusiasm and excitement.
Yes.
You can tell he's loving this.
Now, on the girls' side, Coach, we wanted to talk to one of the top teams in the state, the Franklin Flyers, and Coach Joey Thacker.
Coach, not only are you one of the best offensive coordinators in the state of Kentucky, had a ton of success at LCA. You even got my son his first touchdown. That was his first and only one. Andre played the LCA last year there. But you also had success at Dunbar last year. Turned that team around, put up big numbers for a good young Dunbar team. And then, of course, probably one of the best high school girl coaches in the state of Kentucky. Coach, how are you so lucky to be so good in both sports, Coach? That ain't fair. That's cheating, Coach.
Well, I think luck's got a lot to do with it. You know, I've been really lucky and blessed to be at a number of different places that we had the right kinds of kids that could do the things that I wanted to do. You know, it all starts with players, and it starts with buy-in. It starts with the idea that, you know, that kid trusts you to help get him from point A to point B. Because, you know, it doesn't really matter if they're not bought into what's going on. So I've been really fortunate. You know, I've been doing this a long time. We're in a situation basketball-wise here where we've had some continuity and longevity for a long period of time, especially with our middle school program, as successful as it's been. And then, you know, what Coach Johnson had done at Dunbar is he'd laid the foundation before I ever got there, you know. And having a senior quarterback helped with that, having a lot of seniors that just took me in as an outsider and really bought into what we were trying to do. You know, I had a heck of a time, and I think we're just getting started.
All right, Coach. On the basketball side, you've been blessed with probably one of the best point guards we've seen in a while on the girls' side. Just passed her 2,000th point, Miss Brooklyn Miles.
Right.
Coach, what's it like coaching her?
Well, you know, she can turn the light off and be in the bed before it gets dark. That's what I tell people. She's so fast, you know. But, you know, I've been actually trying to get her to do more this year. I think she's been too unselfish, especially trying to get used to, you know, we've really not had everybody. You know, we've had an injury here and there. We've had COVID quarantines here and there. We've not really had everybody every game, except the one game we got drilled. That's what's funny about it. But, you know, I've been trying to get her to be more assertive offensively and not, you know, the passes she makes in our game at University of Tennessee, some 6'5" kid's going to lay it in. In the high school level, it may bounce off somebody's face. So, you know, I'd rather her just go on and take it, you know. So I've been trying to tell her that. And then defensively, she can really disrupt, you know, whoever has the ball. And that's really her forte at the next level, I think, is, you know, she can turn up the tempo in a hurry on that end of the floor.
Now, Coach, man, another remarkable season last year, made a run to the Sweet 16, lost a close game to Anderson County. How was that last year? It didn't what's it going to take to get you back to that next step?
Well, I thought we were really fortunate to get there last year. We had several issues within our program last year that, we had to fight through some adversity off the floor and on the floor. We didn't really have everybody all the time at the latter part of the season, really not to the regional tournament. But last year I felt like we were lucky to get there. I don't want to really make it sound like it wasn't an achievement or it's very trivial. I just mean that we were still sort of living off those 16, 17, 18 seasons, 16 through 18. But we had a little motivation against Scott County because they'd beat us by 1 point the year before. It was a night where we did a lot of things in our game plan particularly well, and they did not. So we got back to the state tournament. This year, it's a little bit of a different team for us. We're not as deep as we have been. And with injuries, obviously right now, we're not as deep as we have been for years. So we're trying to find a couple kids to get their feet wet in big games and have them produce. And we haven't been able to do that yet. We haven't been able to find those 1 or 2 kids that can come in and play 6-8 minutes and spell some of these veterans.
Coach, now like you said, the big loss was to Anderson County this year again.
Right.
Is it just that they have your number, or what's the deal with Anderson County, Coach?
Well, I got to give them a lot of credit. They take certain things away from us that make us really uncomfortable. And they have the size to do that. There's a difference in girls basketball in a 5'5" wing and a 5'11" wing. And when they can put 2 or 3, what I call outside condors out there on you, they spread out, we've got to be able to have a counter and an action for that, and we didn't. We shot the ball absolutely awful. We missed 3 front ends of a bonus and 2 layups to cut it less than 5 right before halftime. And on those 5 things that didn't happen for us, they scored every time. So they pushed it out right before halftime. And then once it got to the second half, I wasn't going to stop the bleeding. I think I called 1 timeout all game. I never do that. But it hopefully it's good medicine for us on down the road. I've never mind the fact that my teams lose early in the season. We don't want to peak too early, but now they're a handful. And if anybody's going to beat them, they're going to have to do everything well on that particular night.
Now, Coach, of course, we speak about Brooklyn Mouth and how good she is for your program. Who else are you leaning on, Coach, to help get you all over the hump?
Well, Patience Laster is a kid that's played for us since 8th grade. She's a junior. She is close to averaging a double-double for us. This year she's playing a little bit out of position because we are playing a bigger lineup, but she's played particularly well the last 2 games. She can go outside, hit the 3. She can post you up. She's very mobile to be her size. Nevaeh Carter is a kid that's also a junior that has probably been our best shooter thus far. She's probably been, our second best player thus far. She's been very consistent. She's been our best defender. And then, Jasmine Chambers is a kid that we don't have right now because of a knee that we hope to get back, that last year was all region. She's also another junior. She's another 5'10", 5'11" wing that we don't have right now. And we miss her from a depth perspective, but everything we do defensively is centered around Jasmine, and we don't have her right now. So, we're going to pray that MRIs and bone scans and all that stuff come back in what we hope, that is not a long-term situation for her. We don't know that yet. But, she has spent the time to be all region again. So those 3 kids, Shavy Kennedy is a kid that is almost at double figures for us. And then, we've got a young sophomore guard that's been out with a knee injury, Mo Wells, and she's just sort of getting back and getting comfortable too. It's just been weird. Besides the COVID and all this other stuff, we just haven't had everybody, and it shows. I mean, it just, it's just not you. We haven't dealt with this kind of stuff here in 4 or 5 years. So now, we got to find some ugly ducklings, as I call them, and throw them out there and see what happens.
Now, why do you think that Frankfurt, for some reason, why are the girls there so talented? Why is it so good there?
Well, to my knowledge, and I may be wrong, but we have the only girls only elementary league in this region. Now, I may be wrong about that. And I think somebody told me they were maybe starting one in Madison County. But, in a lot of other places, girls play with the boys all the time. And the girls don't get the ball. I mean, let's just be honest. So they have to, and we play by elementary school. So if we've got, let's say there's 8 elementary schools in Frankfurt, each school has their own team.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I didn't know that.
If you've got 8 kids on the team, that's 64 girls playing basketball in one town. That is girls only, But we started that. I didn't start it. I mean, a guy that teaches at one of the elementary schools started probably about 8-10 years ago. And then with our middle school program, most of my assistants coach middle school. And that's part of the requirement because they play in the fall. So our freshman team, if it's 7th and 8th graders, we've got them from October to March.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So that continuity. Now, again, if you're good enough to play up, I don't care if you're 12. But, it allows you to keep those kids together that are younger for a longer period of time.
Man, great interview with Coach Thacker, man. Like I said, ain't too many individuals coach that's blessed to be able to coach multiple sports. As he said, he coached baseball. He told us off record. But like I said, great offensive coordinator, had a lot of success at LCA and in Dunbar this far. And like I said, of course, his basketball record speaks for itself, Coach. So it was a great interview with Coach Thacker.
Yes, sir. Looking for big things out of the Flyers this year, Coach.
Well, Coach, before we close out, man, congratulations to Brooklyn Miles from Franklin County, Coach. 2,000 points on a high school career. That's remarkable. Great young lady, great family. Shout out to her dad, Gordon Miles, who does a lot with high school girls and boys basketball in Frankfurt, Coach. So shout out to him and the family as well. Man, as always, just be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew, my man, Coach TB on assignment, Coach Truck.
Hey.